Yeah. So we have the Ten of Cups. It's coming out in the reverse. Yeah, this person, they're coming in to find out something, Scorpio. They're coming in to try to. You know what I'm energetically getting, Scorpio, with this Ten of Cups? I feel like this person, even because what you're saying out of your mouth with this desire card to this person, I feel like what they're hearing and what you're saying is two different things, because I feel like what you're saying out of your mouth is not how you feel spiritually. Let me make this plain. I feel like you wear a mask as well. Um, I feel like in this situation, you're making it seem as though you're okay with the third party as long as they leave the third party and choose you, right? To me, that's not your higher self. Your higher self would not want somebody to leave somebody else destitute to be with you, family and children, because just on the physical plane, on the 3D plane, you know, if that person did that to them, they do it with you. Some things that we go through, we don't even have to be spiritual about. We just have to have common sense, like the Ten of Cups in reverse. This person, they didn't make the other person happy because the other person didn't evolve in time for them. And you got to understand, this person is evolved out. They to a point where they can't evolve anymore unless they get some more hidden secrets. Who am I talking to? They need more hidden secrets. They're no longer able to oppress. Now they're feeling oppressed because they've run out of the extent of our ancestors. Does that make sense? Because we're not, see these cycles, that's why I said those cycles, they don't need to be broke. They need to be repaired. They need to be realized. They need to connect and go on. They don't need to be broken. See, that's what they're teaching us. You pull your first card is the most important, right, Scorpio? You pull the world in reverse. This shit don't need to end. I don't care how rough it is. For some of y'all, it don't need to end. This is your best teacher. This is what's sending you on the inside. This third party situation, you seeing in the flesh somebody that'll leave their wife and children just for a piece of ass, because really at the end of the day, to them, it's a good piece of ass. Plus, they're not evolved enough, Scorpio, to know, what your gifts are. They're just evolved enough to know that you have more than they do. They hear it in your conversation. They feel it in your energy. They're trying to absorb it. They can't absorb it. They can't get to you as deep as they want to while they're sleeping with somebody else. Who am I talking to? I keep energetically saying his money tight. Because I feel like this person poured into him. This person an opportunist. I keep hearing the chariot is here. I just keep hearing that the chariot is here. The chariot is here. The chariot is... Why you ain't in it? Some of y'all can't get in it because y'all ain't woke enough. Some of y'all still thinking this new age stuff going on. Ain't nothing new under the sun, and this ain't new age. This show, it's new to us. It's new, yeah, it's new to us, but it's not new age. It's ancient knowledge. It's stuff that was stripped from us. Cause you got to understand, you got to wonder why God in the Bible, when it say, these people tried to build something to the heavens, and then God, he changed all of their languages so that they weren't able to communicate. Y'all got to understand when your language is taken from you, that's serious. Your language, your dialect, you being able to talk to somebody who just like you without somebody that ain't like you understand. And who am I talking to? But see, now that that's gone, the physical of it, the 3D of it, now it's spiritual. That's why I say it got to be a safe place. I'm trying to go somewhere else with this, but it keep coming up, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all say work that shit out. I know you going through your dark night, your saddle, whatever with this, but come on back to this tarot. Okay, moving forward. What else here? Life experience, Archangel Shamiel, yeah. See, this is... Scorpio, I feel like whatever this is going to be a real, like, pinnacle point in your life here. This is going to be, like, the most powerful revolution. I feel like it's going to be for all Scorpios. We're about to be hit with a spiritual revelation, man, that if only you educate yourself. You ever heard that saying, if you want to hide something from us, put it in a book? That's for real. People make jokes about real stuff. That's why it's funny. Because you think about a time you experienced that, or you seen something like that happen with your cousins or something. That's why people are able to prank people and make all this money on YouTube. It's funny. It make you go back to a time and reflect. All right, moving forward. So, I'm hearing it's time to spread your wings, Scorpio. I'm hearing the biggest fear of any demon in hell, any, because let's be clear. We're fighting against principalities and spiritual things. But they got us thinking it's the physical. The wars that go on in our countries and stuff like that is what we need. Now it's the spiritual wars. It's when they was taking prayer out of schools here. That's why people are able. See, if you're not spiritual, you don't understand the spiritual bloodline. You don't understand that by you taking prayer out of church and telling your children to take a moment of silence. If your children woke, they praying when they take that moment of silence. So they talking to whatever they believe in, right? But if they not, they not. But when you take prayer out of a place, that spiritual bloodline is not there. So these children are able to come cross that line with a gun and demon intentions. How many of y'all know y'all children warriors? But they're not woke. They playing video games all day. The Queen of Cups in reverse. You still struggling with it because of just your day-to-day, so you ain't even able to teach them. But you know what? The more you open your knowledge up, Scorpio, I'm just hearing like it's gonna flow. It's an energy. It's gonna be a safe place. Cause it's not nothing you teaching. When you get here with me and you hear my voice and we start to conversate, even though I'm reading these cards, y'all, it's something else that's going to be interacting here. And it's our ancestors. And it's a rebirth of our ancestors already in us. What is the advice here for Scorpio? What else? What are the messages here? Why is that world in reverse? The Queen of Earth, yeah. Because it's time to create. It's time to rebirth something. It's time to take what's already been there this long time dormant in you, and it's time to like birth it. How do you birth it? By educating yourself on it. Because, see, you educating yourself, whether you speak about it outwardly to other people or not, the vibration. That's the safe place, the vibration, the frequency. We should be able to communicate them. With the Queen of Pentacles, it's like making time for the things that are around you, Scorpio. The things that are that are in your hand. They're right there. You don't have to go outside. I just keep hearing that. That's what that Queen of Earth is giving me. Like, yeah, and then look, the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, I just feel like, Scorpio, you choose to be in a family dynamic, right? You want that, you want financial security. Here it is. It says finding magic in the little things in life. No, you're finding the magic in you. It's because, see, we've been trained and programmed to think that it's what we do that gives us wealth. It's working out. No, I just honestly believe, like, if we change, it's something about how we eat and what they put in the food. Because I feel like those people back in the day, they were lean. I feel like the things that they ate, they were nourishing to their body because they grew it. Their spirituality was in it. Their ancestors was there. Because our ancestors growed everything for our oppressors, right? I remember seeing a show, I think it was about rice. It was either about rice or sugar cane. This is a true story, y'all. Look it up. I don't remember like the names of the people or whatever, or even like what, it might have been in the Carolinas. But this man he's like a 10th generation like rice, producer. Like his family passed this down. Like they had this even in slavery days, right? And this man, he's giving an account of when slavery stopped. He's giving an account of when, with his ancestors, what happened with the rice or the sugar cane. I can't remember which one it is. But whichever one it is, it's very significant, y'all. If it's rice, we need to Google rice. I'm telling you, everything just means something with them. But listen, the moral of this story is, because the Queen of Earth and the Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Earth is here. It's just spiritually guiding me to this. The man said that once slavery was done, once the slaves left their rice fields, their crop went down almost 45%. Listen to me now. They got people to do what the slaves were doing. They got even more people. But they didn't get the yield of our people. Why? I energetically feel that those people, they were so oppressed that all they whole everything about them was crying out to them. Everything about them had to be inward. They didn't have anything outside to draw from. Who am I talking to? See, now we got all kind of vices and things we can draw from, things that make us feel good. They didn't have nothing to make them feel good except God. That's why we were so easily programmed and, stripped of all these things that make us us, and handed a Bible and a Christian name, and we was okay with that. Or maybe we wasn't, but I'm just saying. So back to what I was saying, he was just saying that, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, our ancestors know that that crop had to grow. It had to yield, or somebody was going to get shot, killed, whipped. We've always been fruitful. We've always been able to grow. These people, they learned our hidden secrets. Our oppressors sat down in those campfires with the Indians. They learned our tongue, our languages, even the spiritual ones. Because they said they came in peace. Now, you know what I always ask myself? Why didn't they discern what was going on around them? Why didn't they discern? I just energetically feel like they were our ancestors. They didn't know that they had to discern. Because they were communing with the earth. They were one with the earth. They were doing their part. So they felt like the spiritual would take care of, itself, full circle. If that makes sense. But the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Earth to me is representing the fact that when the Ten of Pentacles, which Queen of Earth is giving me Mother Earth right now. See, the people that they brought in that looked like them and thought like them and had different ancestors than we did, their crop went down 45%. Because, see, they tried to do everything 3D to build their crop. Better fertilizer, better this, more hands. Excuse me, Scorpio. Wait 1 second. All right, guys. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I just feel like with this Mother Earth and the Ten of Earth, it's just like... this person know, Scorpio. This person know your gifts are about to be revealed here. You're about to have a very happy family life, a family dynamic. This person knows that. They know you're financially stable. Scorpio, in other words, you're not gaining this financial... See, we've been... Okay, back up, Toga, slow down. So back to what I was saying when I paused. Thank you, Spirit. When the blessing left, when we left, when our ancestors left their rice or sugarcane fields, any field, cotton field, any of it. This is just a story that is coming to mind. It must be pertinent here. Their crops went down 45%. But when our ancestors were there with less people, the crops were plentiful. So what am I saying, Matoga? What am I trying to make plain? What I'm trying to make plain is what produces abundance and what multiplies your life and your money and everything that's in you, your health and all that. It's not outward, it's inward. You understand what I'm saying? It's not about the fertilizer. Who am I talking to? It's not about the owner of the land. It's not about the conditions in the field. We used to that. It's those old spiritual ancestral songs that they sung. Go listen to some of them songs. They begging for the rain. They begging for the sun. They're begging for a harvest, a crop, to keep them living and to keep them eating the scraps that they were given, because these people, they understand that all I got to do is put this hidden knowledge in my fields and my stuff gonna multiply. Who am I talking to? You don't need to work 12 hours, 6 days a week. Don't get me wrong, you don't need a husband or a wife either. Moving forward, the Two of Air. A decision. Somebody off and on. Somebody who, stop, Aubrey. I'm gonna take you to school. You want Grandma to take you to school? You do? Cause you seem to be a lot better now. Y'all know who that is. Every time I film, honey, he wanna come over here and be on film. All right, and then we have renewal here. Definitely. It's going to be a renewal in the earth. It's happening. It started 10, 15 years ago, my spirit guides are telling me. Archangel Jeremiah. It's a lot of review and evaluation going on here. And I feel like it's a favorable assessment of the facts. See, that's what God is challenging us to do, to get a favorable, why can't I say that word? Favorable assessment. Favorable assessment of the facts. I feel like science has its place, you know, but spirituality is the place. So you have the Nine of Swords in the reverse. Something that used to haunt you and keep you up at night that you've been struggling with is not going to do that anymore. Wow, once you start tapping into yourself, you'll realize that it's a lot of things, the things that are hidden in you, you don't have to vocalize them for them to begin to work in your life. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, before your body even signals before your body even gets the whiff of sickness, your spirituality will go ahead and take care of that. Does that make sense? Once you tap into yourself, or once you're tapped into yourself, you'll know what plant you need. You won't have to do like Dr. Sebi and come on here and just make a platform about it. You'll be able to telepathically or spiritually share this knowledge in a different frequency. But it's time to get on the ball. Yeah, we have the Empress here. It came out in the reverse. Somebody don't know their power. Somebody, you know what I'm getting from this? Somebody keep going. Somebody keep starting to know. Keep starting to know. Okay. Y'all pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for me. Okay, because I'm just my words. I've been noticing that too. So the Empress is in reverse. The Nine of Air is in reverse. Somebody does not know how powerful they are. And because of your power, it's about to be a certain, what's the word? See, I'm losing my words. Turn of events. Like one after the other. Boom, 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 boom. With the Empress in reverse and the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Air in reverse, I feel like you don't see this coming, but I feel like you need it. I feel like it's life changing. I feel like you need it. I feel like it's not going to give you the decision you need to make. I feel like it is a decision that you need to make made for you here. What else? Somebody's ancestors are getting pissed because you're operating in this energy of mediocreness. Like you're really like at scarcity and minimal. I'm just getting that, and your ancestors are pissed off because I keep hearing my ancestors say it's running in your blood. How can't you? Why don't you get this? Why isn't it awakened to you? Why isn't it apparent? Why can't you connect to it? You understand what I'm saying? It's been a disconnect. I don't know what generation this started, but it's a long disconnect, and it's a disconnect, and it's been long because we keep going with what society says. We need to break these cycles. We need to just break them. How do we break them? Why do we break them? If it ain't broke, but it's hurting us, why we can't just make it? Why? That's just what I'm getting. A lot of things just shouldn't have been broke. Like generational curses. Some of those generational curses were set in place not for your generation, not for my generation, but for another generation, and there's a purpose for it. When we look at things like the underworld, that's a good depiction. You got to understand too, they're desensitizing us to things so that it doesn't feel like an awakening. It just feels like you watch the underworld, and that's why you're connecting to that, because you saw it in a movie, right? But in those underworld movies, you got to understand their ancestors were woken up at a certain time. Y'all got to understand this spiritual stuff, it's law. It's law. It's just that people kind of tailor make it religion. They make it a cult. They make it certain ways because it's their ancestors. And it's supposed to be that way. And we've been taught that it's evil. What's on the bottom of the deck? The Six of Cups in the reverse. We've been taught our past is the devil. Don't remember your past. Don't go back to your past. Don't revisit your past. Let bygones be bygones. Don't worry over spilled milk. Y'all don't know how them little sayings, every time I tap this, my spirit guide say every time you tap this something deep rooted. They know how to word this stuff. You hear it and it sounds so matter of factly, but what it's doing to your subconscious mind is why you in debt, and is why you still don't have a husband. It's why you still haven't started your business. It's why it's you. The Six of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Let's see here. Let me see here. Get another oracle here, and we're gonna get out of here. Scorpio, I love you guys. I hope y'all understand how powerful you guys are. I hope you realize that the things that you are experiencing is because you need to educate yourself. You need to be open. You're only as protected as the ranking in your ancestral background, but I feel like you're more powerful than your ancestors, but you have to awaken to it. It's a rebirth, okay? We are rebirths of our ancestors, so we have to at least gain their power first to be able to extend it, to be able to further it. All right, so the overall energy on the bottom of the deck says windfall of abundance. It says an increase in abundance is arriving in many different forms. I told you this. Some of them are unexpected. It's going to be a whole turn of events back to back to back. Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, health, and charitable work. I told you. That's why I say I'm not worried about, I'm not going to say that shit about tip the channel. You want a personal reading with me? Y'all already know that. Let my ass play. I'm not going to keep saying that. If y'all want to bless me spiritually, some connection is going to happen in between us, and it's going to happen organically. But I'm smart enough and spiritually tapped in enough to know that promotion and increase come from God. Ashe? A windfall of abundance coming my way. That's what that's what spirit, my ancestors are saying. Windfall of abundance. It says release resentments about money. I told you when I tap like this, those little things that we heard growing up, that they heard from our oppressors, that's what's been oppressing us. Release resentments about money. I ain't gonna even read it. Money is the root of all evil. No, money pay your bills. Money affords you a nice lifestyle. Ain't nothing wrong with that. The poorest people I see are Christians. Unless you other than, you somebody like T.D. Jakes or somebody, but that's just because your ancestor power. And you choose to use it how you want to. With him is Christianity. He could have been a voodoo priest, or anything with his occultic knowledge. That's all it is. It ain't that he getting so much power from it. It's just who he is. Listen, look how that man articulate his words. There's something in him. It's ancestral. And he's very educated because he's educated himself on what he wanted to. He could have went either way with it, is what I'm saying. Positive faith and optimism. I'm going to read that one. It says, yes, open the doorway to positive experiences and opportunities with your positive expectations and energy. Do not allow negative energy or temporary setbacks to interfere with the path that you are on. Keep the faith and keep going, yeah, period. We have partnership here. A lot of you guys are going to be getting a lot of knowledge from somebody who's going to be partnering with you, not mentoring you, partnering with you. They want to know some of your hidden treasures, and you need to know some of theirs. Yeah, we have bounty for nature. Spending time in nature helps shift you to a higher vibration and reminds you of God's infinite abundance. Go outside and enjoy a walk or it says hike with your pet. Meditate beneath a tree garden. Sit under the stars or do some other activity to connect with the limitless vastness. Yeah, remember I told y'all? I told my trees, thank you for protecting my house. Stop, Aubrey. All these storms I done had, all the houses around me, they roofs, I watch them, the tin shaking off them, the whole little sheds going off, into the abyss with the hurricane. Nothing, only thing I have at the end of it is, like debris and leaves and normal stuff. So it's good to thank the earth, the trees. The overall energy says visualize abundance in all forms. Absolutely. God gave you such great spiritual power that everything you visualize eventually becomes reality. Hold a steady vision of that which is beautiful, healthful, positive, and filled with blessings. And that is what you will experience. Absolutely. Tap in, Scorpio. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.